Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back again, and today I'm doing a review of Apples and Aces by Genre Parfums. So stay tuned. And if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Apples and Aces is one of the 3 new original creations from Genre Parfums that will be available next time opening orders, which actually should be at the time that this video first appears. So I wanted to do a review of this one because along with Essence, those were my 2 favorite. And I actually have to say it was very hard to pick between the 2 on which one I actually like more. But it's a close contention. If you're wondering my personal opinion on Above Clouds, I will do a review on it. It is nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of laundry, and it has a white floral accord that is nice, but to me it does come off a little bit feminine. Anyways, that's not why you came to this video. We're going to talk about Apples and Aces, so let's get into it. Now, when I first sprayed this one, I was a little taken aback because it comes off very strongly with a boozy apple. And if you've actually ever smelled Apple Brandy, that is exactly what I got right on the opening of this fragrance. However, I will say that it very quickly departs from that and actually goes its own direction, although that boozy apple does certainly stay in the fragrance for quite some time. What really starts to emerge quite quickly is the tobacco note, although I'm not sure if it's actually a tobacco note, because what I get mostly is a very strong smokiness. So I'm not sure if the incense is actually there, but it does have this very smoky quality like incense. So to my nose, it's very familiar to other strong fragrances that have incense. To me, that actually becomes the dominant note, and this is actually one of the reasons I would say this one's a little bit more niche, a little bit more not going to be everyone's taste, but it is excellent if you really like boozy incense. So the incense definitely comes to the front, definitely becomes the major player. In that boozy apple, there is also a sharpness. It's a little bit almost tart, but not quite, and a sweetness. I also get, up until about the dry down, a little hint of leather. The leather in this fragrance, to me, is not particularly strong. It's not really as robust as I probably would have wanted for a boozy leather fragrance, especially with the added tobacco, but it is certainly there, and definitely in the first few hours, to my nose, I pick that one up. As this one transitions into the dry down, I get much less booziness. I get much less of the incense, but that incense is quite prominent for a very long time in this fragrance. 3+ hours, I want to say, where the incense is definitely very detectable and very noticeable. It starts to dry down, and what happens is a lot of the vanilla starts to come to the front. So this one is one that changes quite a bit from the opening until dry down. Deep in the dry down, I get almost a marshmallowy vanilla vibe with a little hint of musk, but it is definitely prominently vanilla in the dry down. This is one that definitely grew on me the more I tried it, and I think one of the things that kind of put me off at first, or threw me off at first, is right on the initial blast, it smells a lot like Apple Brandy. So it didn't come off as much like an original creation. A lot of the other originals that Devin has managed to create are quite original. And this one, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes until it definitely blossoms and goes into a completely different direction. But in that first initial spray and that first initial burst, definitely does come off a lot like Apple Brandy. However, if you like incense and if you like a vanillic dry down, this definitely has both of those things, and it is a very enjoyable fragrance with some definite complexity. Being that I find the incense a little bit strong, this is why I find that it's a little bit more niche, if you want to say that. I don't think it's going to be to everyone's taste, but definitely if this is a note breakdown that you think you would enjoy, try it out, get a sample of it, wear it a couple times. Very interesting fragrance. I know it is marketed as unisex, but I think with the booziness and the heavy incense that it is definitely a little more masculine. Definitely a little bit more masculine than Essence, which is still one I really enjoy, but does come off definitely more unisex. The performance on this one is also pretty good, so it is fairly strong in the opening. I get 2-3 hours where it's quite strong. Not really beast mode projection, but definitely more than small or humble, it does make itself known without being absolutely beast mode. And it does have pretty good longevity, so I did get around the 8-hour mark with this one. I would say after about 3 hours, most of what I smell on my skin is a little bit of incense and that vanilla with perhaps a little bit of musk that makes it a little bit clean, although marshmallowy at the same time. So all in all, I do enjoy this one a lot, and the new original bottles for Genre are absolute fire. So check them out. If you get a chance to buy a sample of this one, I would definitely recommend it if you like those boozy, smoky types of fragrances. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below what's your favorite genre fragrance. And I'll see you guys in the next video.